If you are a turtle like me and started searching up current events 2 days ago, then you may have noticed on February 2nd, CBC published a brief article on dozens of students forced to withdraw from school due to their suspected cheating. Well, you may think, what's so significant about that? We cheat a little every day and don't get caught. It's their fault. They should have been cleverer like a fox. Actually, they were from Harvard, which is probably the only reason why such a story would be newsworthy. Students taking a course on government were given a take-home final exam of a short answer format. A professor noticed similarities in the answers, some of which were even later found to be identical. In some cases, we have all been told since a very early age that cheating is immoral and unacceptable. But have you ever stopped to think, why is it so absolutely, categorically, incontestably wrong? Let's first understand what these students were thinking when they decided to collaborate on the exam. A utilitarian probably came up with the idea. Let's all combine our power, work together, help each other to ace this exam and impress our mother. According to this course of consequential moral reasoning, the ends, the student's satisfaction of obtaining a desired grade, would justify the dishonest means. This is also the same thinking by which punishment works. If they had feared and expected to be busted, they probably would not have dared. But is this the only reason for refraining from cheating? The libertarians believe that people had natural inalienable rights that must not be violated at any cost. So as students who have formed a contract to present only their work as their own, they are then guilty for breaking the promise. Yet libertarians also believe that we should be free to do whatever we desire, provided that we are not hurting anyone. The students clearly came to a legitimate agreement among themselves and have not directly harmed anyone in obtaining their answers. And therein lies the flaw of libertarianism. Any action will affect others at a certain point to a certain degree. They say that people have the right to commit suicide due to self-ownership. Although they have not physically injured other individuals, their suicide may still bring grief to the families or even encourage others to imitate this action. So perhaps morality is not being able to do whatever we want. Mr. Immanuel Kant was a difficult thinker, but like all influential philosophers, he is dead. He claims that freedom is the root of morality, and that is the ability to abide self-imposed laws as opposed to external laws or the law of nature. To test the moral worth of an action, he uses the universal law. If a maxim universalized would undermine itself, then it is morally wrong. If each person cheated on exams, the professor would never know the aptitude of each student, and exams would no longer serve a purpose. Similarly, if everyone lied 90% of the time, then what you hear from a person would have 10% chance of being true. However, if you continue passing down a message, you can see that by the time you reach the third person involved, there is only 1% probability left of the received information being authentic. There would be no more meaning or value in people's words. This concept is used merely to determine the repercussions of an action as a test, but not the reason behind a decision. Rather, it's one's duty, Kant says, that should govern one's actions. Kant has a point there, but ultimately, what is our duty? Where does it come from? Where is the line between collaboration and cheating? When does teamwork become plagiarism? These terms are defined by society and can be subject to debate. Personally, I am a rather straightforward, sincere, blunt person, but sometimes this quality, perhaps integrity, stubbornness, or plain reluctance to deceive, has placed me at a disadvantage in society. The world is twisted. Life itself isn't fair. There are loopholes and miracles. And in this world where it is the survival of the fittest, sometimes taking shortcuts and detours are inevitable, even justifiable. In fact, as humans, it isn't our duty to abide the moral law at all times. It is also our duty to pursue our own inclinations and pleasures. We have the right to pursue our own happiness. Essentially, morality is subjective. A moral individual strives for a balance between selfish inclinations and duty derived from reason. Yet this balancing point varies with each individual, and like all points on a graph, it is infinitely small. Therefore, the perfection of pure righteousness is unattainable. And the beauty of life? Knowing the certainty of failure and despite all, endeavoring each day to improve and grow as a student, a friend, a citizen, a human inhabitant of Earth.